Yours is an advertisement that says roll up to win.
Yeah, roll up the rim to win.
Roll up the rim to win. It wasn't on a coffee cup.
Well, and you're not supposed to do that, Tom. And I actually got this coffee with a winning roll up the rim. So
you got a winning one?
Yeah. Well, I got it from our buddy that stopped in yesterday.
Look, I forgot to turn my phone off. Good thing it's not ringing. Hi, welcome to Thursday's blog with coffee.
Cheers.
This March 2nd. I didn't know what day it was. I know it's Thursday because Marvin set the camera up.
Well.
I was like, oh yeah, we got a thing.
And then just waited. Tick tock, tick tock.
Tick tock. Yeah, and I came in ranting because the cloud is bleeding cookies and a bunch of teddy bears got hacked. And
those are just words you don't often hear or that you would expect to hear.
Yeah,
but words you couldn't hear 10 years ago.
And it wouldn't have mattered 10 years ago. So anyone who noticed the internet wasn't working real well the other day, that's because the Amazon servers went down. And people go, oh, Amazon, the people that send packages and we open boxes. That's the same. Amazon also has a hosting service for the general public who may not know this called Amazon Services. And one of their major data centers went down. And it turns out through the powers of humans consolidating everything to one place, it broke part of the internet. And my favorite tweet was the Amazon servers, they have a little dashboard that tells you it's green and red and tells you whether or not everything's good or bad. And the site was green. The reason it was green is because the red icons were on the server that went down. So Amazon had a tweet. Yeah, we know it's down. We know it's green on the dashboard, but it's actually red. But the red icons are stored on the server that's down, so we can't switch them.
Oh, goodness.
So
we would love to let you know that it's broken, but the thing that's broken is broken on the broken thing.
Yeah, the thing that tells you whether or not things are broken, we actually have on a broken server. So I know there's a word for laughing at other people's misery, but
Schadenfreude.
Yeah, that's that's why he's here.
Yeah.
I know we shouldn't, and it's a big deal.
It is a very big deal. So many people and businesses use those Amazon services.
Yeah, and they couldn't service.
Yeah.
They couldn't do a thing or anything. Anyone that was on those servers.
I'll bet they blame that for when my package was late, too.
Yeah, that could be. So, and then the teddy bears getting hacked. Apparently, some company has these teddy bears that are Bluetooth enabled, so your kids can talk to them through their phones with no passwords. And someone found out that because there's no passwords, you have to get in a certain proximity, and you can make the bear say anything with an app. And then someone found a way to range extend that and make the bear say more things. So that's just creepy. Yeah. And the bear can say things whenever because. Don't get a Bluetooth bear.
No, that's just a terrible idea. Like, Teddy Ruxpin was creepy enough when we were growing up, and that was just a tape you put in his back.
Yeah, he had a tape and he read things to you. Now we have a Bluetooth-enabled bear that's hacked. So the Internet of Things is not ready for things.
I think it's just people are not ready for the Internet of Things.
The Internet is the most complicated machine ever built by humans.
Who knew?
And it gets more complicated every single day. I just waved at my employees who are picking up some fiber out of boxes over here to go install more things so they can have more things at another company and expand the things. So the number of devices they will have on their network after they install this fiber optic will increase, which once again goes back to the most complicated machine we ever created. Just got more complicated and got more things on there. Good news is they're not installing any Bluetooth teddy bears.
Well, I'm just thinking that maybe that could be a promotion for us. We could give away Bluetooth teddy bears and then just periodically,
put ads on them.
Hack into them and be like, hey, don't forget.
Call Lawrence Systems.
Lawrence Systems has managed services.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is fun. And so we were talking about this. One of, I won't say the name of where, it was more, what's the word again?
Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude. It's Friday?
Schadenfreude.
English is hard enough for me.
I'm not a German speaker. It's something like that.
My daughter does speak German, though. Anyways. On an interesting note, we were kind of trying not to laugh too hard because we've told them they should use us for IT, and I don't know absolutely for certain that we could stop it. We do really good with protection. We, knock on wood, have not had any major breaches of clients on our protection plans. I mean, the world is not perfect. We work really hard to make it that way. But this company clearly had some gaps in their security, and they got the entire company shut down, and they lost 4 days worth of stuff. So they had to roll back 4 days and to get the virus out of the network. And it's only a small office. I think there's like 15 people working there, but 4 days worth of data entry because they handle financials means that the customers didn't know where their money was and statuses on it, and had to be rolled back 4 days. They do keep paper backups, and they had to re-enter all kinds of stuff and pull things that they had sent out of email and recreate 4 days worth of work because they have a virus that ripped through the system and crypto locked their server. So we figured because it's really our clients. We talked to them about this. It's kind of less exciting because they went to work and nothing happened. Then they went to work the next day and nothing happened. But nothing happened from their perspective. It's kind of like things are happening a lot. So we figured we'd do a summary of a client with 14 workstations and 1 server, and talk about just filtered blocked requests for blacklisted sites in 30 days. 125,000 for blacklisted sites that we protected them from. The malicious request blocks where, for things like them trying to download malware or just junkware. A lot of it's more junkware, but I know there's a few malware in there.
37,000?
Yeah, 37,000. 731, and that's just with a small office.
And that's just that's a month, right?
30 days.
So 30 days, there were over 1,000 attempts.
Yeah,
each day, on average of them, and they're really, honestly, because they're a firm that's higher level engineering, they aren't spending a lot of time surfing the web. These guys work really hard, and they're very tech savvy and things like that. But it's amazing just how many different sites are getting blocked all the time and things like that. When we look at some of the threat reports, we had a client that they went this far. They got a Word document emailed to them. Now, scanners can't see inside of Word documents that have passwords, so the password was in the email because the scanning tools are smart enough to, filter some documents. But they said, okay, it's just a Word document, and but there's a password, so we can't see inside of it because it's encrypted. But they're not quite smart enough to read the password and try and insert it in there. But humans are, and this human at this company did take the password and put it in, and that was the closest we came last month to being crypto locked for one of our clients, which is one of those ransom malwares that encrypt all your files and want to ransom to get your data back, which is what happened to the other company, and that's how they lost 4 days because they chose to lose 4 days a day rather than pay a ransom of thousands of dollars. It's a gamble because you don't know if they'll give you your data back. They have a pretty good reputation doing it, but sometimes they don't. So they went that far, and then our system stopped it. I like that they have a pretty good reputation for. They have a pretty good reputation for doing exactly what they said they would screw you in doing.
Yeah. Yeah, they are criminals. They have a financial incentive, and they do have a reputation to maintain that if you give them the thousands of dollars for the ransom for your files. But companies just aren't spending enough time thinking about this happening. Most of the time, people who switch over to our managed service plan are as a result of them going, wow, downtime is really horrible. That's actually my next meeting is a client who was going with another IT company. We've only done some work for them on and off. The other IT company, they've just stuck with them because they've known them for so long, and now they had a major service failure that may cost them a very large contract that they're trying to keep because they lost credibility with the client, because the client's like, well, you clearly, if you don't know where our things are because your systems are down and you can't tell us for 24 hours in total where things are, and their job is to track where things are. That's like what this company's supposed to do, but their systems are down for over 24 hours while they're waiting for the guy to restore. And the guy first didn't want to answer the phone, then answered the phone, then started the restore, so it'll be done in 2 hours, then disappeared for another 4 or 5 hours where he never answered the phone, and then says, oh, yeah, apparently it failed right after I logged in, so I got to start the process over again. And by the time it was all said and done, over 24 hours had passed, and our customers were pretty livid, because if your company is supposed to track where things are, you should be able to track where things are.
Yeah.
So we were putting in disaster. We're assessing them. We gave them some quotes. We're getting to the final details today, but we're doing entire disaster recovery planning with incremental systems, because some people, it's not just daily or nightly backups. We look at systems that can do hourly backups, and because what's an hour's worth of data when you have 100 workstations? How much does that cost you to lose 1 hour? If you had to roll back to last night and you are at 5 o'clock that evening with that many employees working, that's how much money that costs, is whatever the labor efforts were. And of course, then you have the brand erosion that occurs by people finding out that you are tracking companies supposed to know where things are, and you don't know where things are because your systems are down, and you aren't adding new things. So yeah, I could go on about this and rant, but I'm going to stop now and talk about fun stuff.
Yeah. So I wanted to do the math really quick on our friends that were shut down for 4 days. So they had to roll back 4 days. It figure an average of 8 hours of work a day. So there's 32 hours times 15 people.
15 people in the office.
So that's a lot. That's a lot of lost work hours.
Well, let's go a step further. Roughly, because I know the company personally, the lowest paid person at the company makes about $50K. The lowest paid. Some people make a lot more working there. So when you have someone with a $120,000 a year income, losing their work and effort they put in, and not being able to work while you're waiting for things to be restored, you got to think that's how much I paid them, and they have nothing really to do today.
Yeah. So they lost 480 work hours. Yeah. Hours of work. And then if you want to put that, if you said an average of 20 or 50K, that's about $25 an hour. It only costs $12,000.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. So, yeah. Not to mention the brand reputation. On a fun note, though, we did get to do our company was security concerns, but they were physical, not digital. So we installed camera systems for them, and my employees let me drive the lift because it was inside a restaurant. And insert video here, Tom. And this is the time lapse of it. Yeah, that's what we need. Something like that. Yeah. But the got to drive the lift around the inside of a restaurant. I was scared to drive it very far. I will tell you that one of my guys, the guy that was driving the lift, he's like a surgeon with that thing, man. He didn't hit anything. The job is also interesting because
which is good.
Yeah, which is good. Which is good. He usually doesn't hit anything, but I figured it had a joystick and it looked like it might be fun to play with, so I did climb on it, and I thought it was kind of cool.
Because Tom is really just a child.
Yes, I'm like, ooh.
But let's be honest, if anybody were there, they'd be like, I'm totally driving that thing.
It was kind of fun. Yeah. Watching him go around, it was cool. The job had to start at 10 after the restaurant closed, and the restaurant opens in the morning, and that's when we had to leave. And this went on for 2 days. When it was all said and done, was it 26 cameras? New?
26 new cameras, and I think they did like 5 or 6 well, whatever it was. It was like almost 30 cameras that were installed.
Yeah. All these cameras mounted, installed, drilled. They go on the way the building is built. We had to drill through a brick and everything else, but we did pull it off. It's a total of almost 40 man hours in 2 days because of the crew we had put together for that. But it was kind of cool. They're like, "You sure you can do it in 2 days?" We're like, "We hustle." Yeah, no, they made us breakfast the second day, so.
And I believe Corey said they gave him dinner like the night before.
Yeah, and they gave dinner,
really nice dinner.
Yeah, the place is amazing.
Yeah,
I'll throw a picture in here. All right, cool. I'll insert this in my edit.
Picture.
So yeah, very cool. That was one of the projects you're doing.
That's the fun stuff we like to do around here.
Yeah, fun things.
Yeah. We got.
I did spin down old servers. I retired some servers. We back into this backup thing. We started earlier this year. We've been migrating clients to a really new backup system that has really cool features and prepares them for the move to the cloud. What this is a backup system that we create complete images of the systems, and in the case of disaster, we can actually restore the system, even a server, into a cloud environment, which is just really cool and complicated. And I might do some videos about how that works and rebuild one of the systems in the cloud. We've done some testing with it, but I want to make some videos on how the whole thing works because it's just really cool.
Which is to say, if physically there is a disaster, right? Like the server burns up.
A plane lands on a building and goes, boom, just ends it.
Done.
Like, something horrible happens to your building and the equipment in it. Please hope there's no people in there. I can't do anything about replacing people.
No, not yet.
Not yet. We don't have a disaster recovery plan.
Working
in the future, though. We just like clone you more than people. It's like, we just need to make another one. He was a great employee. Just clone him.
That's our next project.
It's the next project.
But yeah, if that were to happen, you would have a complete image of it, get the new hardware, slap it on there, and it's like nothing happened.
Yep. Actually, wait right here. I gotta grab something. So I do product reviews, and the people that make this, for PFSense, this is a firewall. And it's a tiny little firewall, and it's awesome in terms of its size. It's made of metal, so it's actually better than a lot of the other ones. But I did some reviews, and apparently I made some mistakes, so I redid the review based on the... I know. Well, I am not, and I even went back and added that the way I did the speed test created some odd results, so I did a new speed test and created new results which showed it's faster. I'm never afraid to go back, and I added a link from the old video of the Netgate to the new video on there. The folks from Netgate sent me a lot of technical details, and they also I wanted to review my testing procedures. They want to know exactly how I tested it, so part of what I did in the video was break down the tools and methodologies and practice we do to test things, because that's really important to me that I get things right, and if I'm doing it wrong, let me know. And I probably don't need to say that because I will tell you, people let me know.
It will let you know.
You're never as wrong as when you're wrong on the internet.
No, sir.
That much we're sure of. So, but yeah, this is actually pretty cool firewall for maybe a small couple person office. I mean, it's not a corporate grade firewall. It fits in the palm of my hand, but it's still, we like to we use this company's larger products. They're amazing, and they started to come up with something that would actually help protect your home, because the internet of crap and bears and things that can attack your network, there's so much out there that you need to have a good system at home, because some people's homes now, they want to connect all the Internet of Things in their home, which means you probably should have decent firewalls. Now, some people have watched a lot of what is that called, Cyber CSI?
Oh yeah.
Or every other of those.
CSI, Cyber Team.
On that topic, I thought about doing some videos explaining what a firewall does in somewhat technical detail. I've realized some people have a misunderstanding that it will solve all the problems by having a good firewall. There's so much more to it than that. That is just like one little piece in the equation, and it's rarely the breach. Most of your attacks come from within. It's the same problem that retail stores have always known, that theft is minimal from outside people taking things off the shelf. Most of the theft occurs when the employees do it. Well, the employees are also your threat surface is huge from them, because they click on everything, and they're usually, it's not their firewall. You can have this amazing firewall and this amazing system, but you have an employee who's so determined and once they realize they've screwed up, they immediately back out of it going, nope. And if they did do some post analysis at the company that was down for a few days, and it turned out that there's a couple partners that own the company, and one of them was the one that did the click and did it. So they know who did it. They did the post analysis, so they couldn't yell at an employee, because it started out with someone's getting fired, da, 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 and it turned out, oh, it was you.
Remember when I said somebody was getting fired? That may have been a little harsh.
But
turns out mistakes can be made, everybody. None of us are perfect.
Well, yeah, we might click on a thing.
Do we know what they clicked on?
Oh, yeah, it was, though I didn't find out the details, but I know from experience a lot of these are... I
was just really hoping it was like something embarrassing.
Yeah. You know, some people are smart enough not to click on the embarrassing stuff now, so it's really boring things, like it says you have a package from DHL, and you're like, I don't remember ordering something, so let me open this.
See what that is.
Look, it says I have to install something to see my package. Okay.
That makes sense.
So it's literal social engineering that causes these, where people go, I didn't know I wasn't expecting a package, so that makes them more interested. Because I'm like, we're expecting? He said, no, that's why I opened it. And I thought, I'm like, well, that's a good point.
People love getting packages.
Yeah, like, I want to know what didn't get delivered. There must be some present for me.
Yeah, exactly.
There was.
It sure was.
Wasn't the gift you're expecting either.
It was delivered immediately, too.
Yeah, immediate delivery. No, we're security is a serious thing. We try to take a lighthearted approach because we deal with this every day. The amount of attacks are just mind-blowing.
31,000 in a day.
Yeah.
Or in a month.
In a month. So with that, we've run up to a time limit that we've tried to artificially set.
We sort of arbitrarily set it.
Arbitrarily set that we don't want to talk all day and save some for next week. But I'll leave you with this. This is the Norse attack map, and this shows you all of the attacks that are happening over just the time we recorded this. That's the condensed over the 50 minutes. These are the attacks as measured by this company that measures attacking on the internet. So it's just kind of novel to me to see all this, and this is condensed down into the time it took us to record this, because I recorded it while the Video Magic is making all this possible. Let's throw it out there. If you have questions, comments, leave them below.
Don't forget to subscribe wherever that button is at.
It moves around depending where you're at. So if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe, look for content. Oh, by the way, thank you for 3,100 people that have clicked that button as of March
1.
March.
Well, today's the 2nd. Did you check it this morning?
No, it's got to be. It's my wife's birthday today, so I know. She doesn't watch this, that's all right.
Today is March 2nd.
That's her birthday. Today's her birthday. Anyways, thank you. Like and subscribe and all that fun stuff. All right.
And we'll see you next week.
Next week.